Now it's time to automate the session by bringing in AI. We have Abhinay Bhasin to talk about the role of AI in advertisement. Abhinay is a data scientist at ProfitWheel, and Abhinay is going to share those insights with all of you. Welcome on board, Abhinay. I'm so grateful to have you in this session. We have this audience with us since 6 p.m. today, learning about digital marketing and celebrating Digital Marketing Day at Digital Scholar. So thank you for being part of this session, Abhinay.
It's a pleasure. Thank you guys for having me, and really nice seeing so many of you on call till this late. I'm not a data scientist at ProfitWheel. I'm actually in their founding team. I head up product marketing and customer service for them.
Awesome. Thank you, Abhinay. So, Abhinay, I leave this session on you for the next few minutes, and you take the lead from here for today's session.
Sure, awesome. So I think the topic, as sort of said, right, is one that's extremely pertinent, especially since ChatGPT has sort of gone viral. Everyone is asking, what is the future of our roles if technology can do everything, right? And what's the specific relevance of that in advertising? So I'm going to take the next 20 minutes or so to give you a quick lowdown into a bit of how advertising has evolved, where tech plays a role, where AI plays a prominent role. And if we do have some time, we can have a Q&A. Otherwise, I'm going to keep this free flowing and walk you through my discourse. I'm just going to share my screen, so bear with me. Think you guys should be able to see it right now. Just give a shout out in case you're able to see the screen.
Abhinay, we can.
Okay, awesome. So let me just start the slideshow. Cool. So thank you guys for having me. I'm going to cover the role of AI in advertising very briefly and give you guys a quick context into things. Just so you guys know a little more about me, I actually worked at Dentsu, where I co-founded and built up the data sciences team of Dentsu in a time where data sciences was unknown to advertising in India. I've recently joined ProfitWheel in their founding team and in their global leadership, where I look after product marketing and responsible for the relationships of some of the largest accounts. I think advertising, all of us have been touched by it. It surrounds us right from the start of our day when we pick up our cell phones to any ad that we browse on the internet or on television and print. What advertising essentially tries to do and why it's relevant in the context of AI is because machine is going to try to replicate this in some way. And what it does try to do is that it tries to change what someone knows or associates with a brand, so that someone either wants that brand a lot more or they value it a lot more highly. So if you think of the kind of communication that Apple or any of those brands or Nike does, they never talk about the product per se. They talk more about their brand, what they stand for, and then automatically you know that, hey, Nike would probably make the best shoes, or Apple would make the best technology in terms of computing, and so on and so forth. That's what advertising does. And just for you to know the context of the industry, essentially all our product and GDPs move because of this. But last year alone, brands spend about $720 billion globally to try to reach the right audience at the right place and the right time. So let's take a step back to understand a bit about how advertising sort of evolved, where communication went to being, and the role of AI in the context of advertising today. And I think one of the most important facets when you're looking at technology is how long did it take for it to get critical mass? In this case, is to reach the first 50 million users. So starting on top, you see telephone takes about 75 years, radio takes about 38 years. And as you go down towards Facebook, Twitter, and then Pokemon Go, which took about 19 days, you're sort of seeing that as tech is proliferating, the time that it took to reach the first 50 million users is sort of halving. And that's when you look at the evolution of advertising to see how it's actually gone from many to become many to one and then a lot more personalized in that sense. It's been such a revolution, so much so, and this is one of the parts of advertising that's really breaking out, is influencer marketing. Jennifer Aniston, I remember I had just gone to IIT in Gandhinagar to give a TEDx when she actually came onto Instagram. And what I saw very interestingly was, and this happened a couple of years ago, but her very first post got her 13 million likes in just about 2 days or so, right? And that's sort of even faster than the rate that tech is sort of reaching out to people. So when you look at the way advertising evolved, right, it first started off, or early signs of advertising were in 2000 BC, where it was more used for communication, more used for information of events and feasts. And the first signs were in 2000 BC in Egypt, that began with outdoor ads or inscriptions that people placed on metallic structures. You then had the printing press, which actually made it a little more massier in the 1400s or so. And the very first form of print communication was in 1472 by this person outside the church trying to sell Bibles in England. The first newspaper ad then came in 1704, talking about plots that were available for sale and so on and so forth. The first ad in India in newspaper actually came in 1780 to talk about goods that actually came from abroad for sale. And then as people became more mobile with the invention of the automobile is when outdoors started really picking up. And in 1835, you had the first ever billboard or out-of-home ad for what was a circus in the US. And then the largest male advertising campaign was by Sears. And what they actually did was the first in some form personalized, but it was a direct mail campaign that Sears sort of ran, where people sort of got discount vouchers into their houses. And today, talk about how advertising has moved from mass to personalized and one-on-one. We're in a digital era that is completely driven by technology in terms of how ads are seen in each of our devices very differently and in some way personalized for each of us. What really created a mushrooming of all of this was the fact that data just exploded, right? The amount of information and activity that happens in an internet minute is crazy. You have over 70,000 hours of content that is watched on Netflix. You have about 450,000 tweets that are sent. So it's just crazy amount of content and data that is out there and available for platforms like Google, Facebook, and including Netflix and Amazon to actually know you a lot more better, to then be powered by artificial intelligence and machine learning to actually connect brands with their right and relevant audiences. That's one of the things that's really given steam to everything to sort of move at a crazy pace. And when you look at companies like Nike and you look at some of the communication that they do out here, this has more become data-driven and one-on-one because of the sheer amount of information that's available on every single individual. So much so that Nike actually launched, now they're into the metaverse, but they actually launched this campaign that allowed you to personalize a sneaker to your taste and liking, and then you were shown an ad to sort of make a purchase of it. And if someone asked me today, is Nike a shoe company or a product company, I'll actually say it's a data company because of the amount of information, and you'd really be surprised that it knows of each and every one of their customers. So when you look at, and towards nearing the end of my discourse today, I know I have about 5 to 7 more minutes, so I'm not going to take much more time. But when you look at what artificial intelligence is really driving through, it's voice, messaging, AR, and VR. Of course, we know a lot of this. Some early stages of this tech was developed a couple of years ago, but now with information and technology and computing being at a tremendous pace, these three areas have really blown up. So let's start with voice, the very first thing, and look at voice and AI. For those of you on this call who've actually seen Star Trek, when Google was actually building out what Google is known today, the mission was that they wanted a computer or an engine rather that was inspired by Star Trek, where you would actually ask it any question under the sun and it would give you some form of response. And today, powered by AI, you have your AI-enabled agents like your Siri, your Cortana, your Alexa, your Hello Google that can actually is there in your pocket to sort of address every one of your needs. And brands are really taking this in terms of engaging with their audiences. Today, 1 in every 3 searches is, by the way, driven by voice. The world of ChatGPT and GPT-3, for those of you who don't know, definitely you should just Google ChatGPT and try it out. But artificial intelligence has moved to a pace where you can actually ask it any single question. You can even make it write code and it will do that for you. And that's what, if you go onto LinkedIn, everyone is probably talking about that at the current moment. Speaking about messaging, another thing that AI is really touching in advertising and communication is the fact that there's a lot more information that brands actually know about their audiences that really enable brands to have now one-on-one personalized communications with their specific audiences. So we're going to look at an example from Expedia, NBA, and Call of Duty, where they're actually having an AI, the AI is really having a communication with an individual to sort of, in Expedia's case, figure out a right booking, give it recommendations of hotel rooms, and then tell it things to do, so to speak. So you're seeing messaging and brand engagement become a lot more personalized with the context of the fact that that they now know that people are probably searching for ads to travel and things like that. So you're actually seeing more relevant communications from brands to users. And lastly, before I end my session today, is about virtual reality and augmented reality. For those of you on call, again, who've been gamers, the metaverse is actually not a new concept. It's existed right from the days we used to play Counter-Strike in computer rooms. It's essentially an emotion of yourself in a virtual world, and brands are latching onto that, so to speak, to understand their audiences. Pokemon Go made it a lot more popular, where we've all been through a phase where we were roaming around with our phones trying to spot Pokemon in our real world and try to capture them. And some of the activations have been done by brands like Uniqlo, where they actually put up this mirror enabled by AR and VR, where you could actually see an outfit on yourself before you actually made a purchase. With that, I hope to have done justice to the topic. I'm sure a lot of you would have had questions. I'm not sure if we have time for a Q&A. If we do, we can take it. Otherwise, feel free to message the organizers and I'll be happy to address any questions that you may have.
Abhinay, we don't have time for questions, but so what was your biggest takeaway from Abhinay's session? Put that in the chat right now. Obviously, Abhinay, you can stop sharing the screen. And I think this was one of the most insightful sessions, which I think is the need of the hour. Like some really important points, right? We have seen VR inside our gaming zones. We have seen Pokemon, and we have done all of that there. So it's just gonna blow up in a bigger format now, is what he's trying to say. That's absolutely right. So did you find Abhinay's session interesting? What was your biggest takeaway? Put that in the chat. Bring that energy. Lovely. So I want you guys now, my team is going to share the links with you guys. They're going to disable the chat and they're going to share the link of Abhinay, and you can connect with Abhinay on LinkedIn and Twitter. You can follow him on LinkedIn and follow him on Twitter. Don't forget to tag Abhinay on Twitter. So Abhinay, just for social media per se, I want you to come give a big smile so that we can take a quick photograph with you, and that's going to go on social media. All right, don't forget to tag and share your biggest learning from today's session with Abhinay. Abhinay, this was a very interesting session, some really cool insights. Thanks for making that presentation and sharing the presentation with us. It was amazing. So again, gratitude from bottom of my heart. Have a great evening today.
Thanks, guys. Thanks. Cheers. Bye.